Thank you, Wendy. 56 degrees right now. Oh, yes, it's time for a sports roundup. Father Matt Frisbee joining us as he does each and every Tuesday, and we always look forward, Father, to your insights in the world of sports. Good morning.
Good morning, Father Matt.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, Dave and Ron. Good to be with you. So much to talk about.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. So I just want to start. I've never seen Field of Dreams.
You haven't?
No, I haven't, which with the passing of James Earl Jones, maybe I need to go and watch it at some point. So there's that. And we'll talk baseball and football, but just really briefly, I want to talk tennis. Because we had the U.S. Open finals this past weekend, and for the first time in, I think, something like 10 years, maybe even longer, that neither Federer nor Nadal nor Djokovic won any of the Grand Slam finals, the major slam finals, the U.S. Open, Australian Open, French Open, or Wimbledon. Neither of those three won it for the first time in at least 10 years. The other thing I was looking at, when's the last time an American won the U.S. Open? We'd have to go back to 2003. And that was Andy Roddick, the last time an American won any of the major finals tournaments for tennis, too. So I know we don't talk a lot of tennis, but little fun fact for everyone in the morning.
Love it.
Yeah. Now, we could talk baseball. The Cleveland last night, they beat the White Sox as they should. The White Sox are the worst team in baseball by far. Joey Cantillo had a perfect game through 6 2/3 innings. And they got a couple home runs from Bo Naylor, from David Fry. So they maintained their lead, 3.5 games over the Royals. The Twins are 6 games back. So, as they play the White Sox, Cleveland does these next 2 games, got to win them. I mean, these are games you have to win as there are 18 games left in the regular season.
And I was surprised it wasn't a blowout. I really was. I mean, you expected more runs, and let's face it, they didn't have the pitching, and we could have done better, I think. But we did win.
That's right. We did win, and we could have scored more runs. I think there were 2 times they had bases loaded with nobody out, and I think they only scored 1 run out of all of that. So, you can do better. So, but much as we like baseball, and I certainly do, we got to talk football. We'll start with college. Ohio State looked really good. They've also played Western Michigan. So, good start of the year for them. Oregon, whom we really talked about a little bit a month ago as being one of these teams that could compete, has struggled against 2 teams from Idaho and Boise State. So we'll see how they do. And then, And then for some of our listeners who root for Michigan or Notre Dame, it was a rough weekend. Michigan just really got beat up. Now we should say Texas is a really good team. So I don't think people were surprised that Texas beat Michigan. It was just with how much they really dominated Michigan at the Big House.
Yeah. And you look across the football landscape right now, and there are a couple of teams that are really sticking out. Of course, Ohio State hasn't played anyone yet, did exactly what should have done. Alabama, the same thing. But you have to say Texas and Georgia are both looking like very strong football teams.
Oh, yeah. You got that right. And that stuff going into this season, I would have said Texas looked good last year, played in the college football playoffs. Georgia, could have made an argument they should have been in it last year. But we'll have a playoff later this year, so we'll find these things out. Now,
as for the Browns, there's always 2025,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Now, I was just going to say for the college football playoff, Notre Dame's chances may have diminished. But as for the Browns, the season, as a Browns fan, I think most Browns are thinking the season's over already. That was a pretty poor showing Sunday against the Cowboys. After taking a 3-0 lead, it was all Dallas after that. And, the defense there, the first half gave up 2 drives, but really beyond that, the defense to them was stuck with short fields, especially in the second half, as there was just turning the ball over and turnover on downs, going for it on fourth down, not getting it. And I think the thing most Cleveland fans are just despondent over is the performance of the quarterback, Deshaun Watson, who looked lost and no good.
Yeah, the good news is Baker Mayfield had a heck of a game, and the rumor out there is Johnny Manziel played a heck of a game of tag football out in the park near his apartment. So I don't know.
I doubt that, but at least the Lions won.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Father Matt.